Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos. This block is called Next Move. It finishes at 10 inches. Here's the diagram, and this is for half the block, and I'll explain that as we go. We'll have two different blocks if you're making the quilt, and it's the same unit here repeated twice in the block, but it's just the way they're put together that they're different. This block is part of a pattern called Next Move, designed by Ossie Leibowitz, and it's available as a free download from Timeless Treasures. There will be a code here to scan or click that you can download this pattern. Here's what the pattern looks like. And so you can see the blocks here. They do light and dark blocks, and they're alternating. This one's horizontal, this one's vertical. Horizontal, vertical as you go along. So that's why we have blocks A and B. This pattern, it finishes at 50.5 inches by 60.5 inches. It was originally designed for a package of pre-cuts that Timeless Treasures makes called Tonga Treat 6-pack. What it is a 6-inch by width of fabric cuts that come in a package of a collection. That's why the patches are cut at such unusual shapes, because the idea was to use up this package of pre-cuts. So in case you don't have those pre-cuts, and I'm going to be making this quilt with some other fabrics, here's a diagram I'm going to include. This is a fat quarter, and from a fat quarter you can cut enough pieces for 4 blocks. Enough pieces of one fabric for 4 blocks. You'll need to cut another fat quarter to get the total of 4 blocks. So this will be included in your pattern download, this pattern here. There are 4 patches for this quilt. Patch A is a 5.5 inch by 5 inch finished rectangle. So you cut 6 inch by 5.5 inch rectangles. And this is this big part right here, patch A. Patch B is a 4.5 inch by 1.25 inch finished rectangle. I'll need to correct that. And we cut 5 inch by 1.75 inch rectangles, and we'll need 2 patches. These go right here at the top and the bottom here. Patch C is a 2.5 inch by 2 inch finished rectangle. We cut 3 inch by 2.5 inch rectangles. And patch C is this part here. Patch D is a 2.5 inch finished square. We cut 3 inch squares. And that is the center square right here. So here are the instructions for each of the different fabrics. And I'll show you how we put this together. For step 1, we'll sew C and D together. Now I have the pieces laid out here. So this is what the block will look like. You lay it out like this, and then you sew all these together. So this is patch D and this is patch C. We'll sew these together in both of them. Then we'll sew the B patches at the top and the bottom of both of them, and press your seams open each time. Then we'll sew this unit that we made to this patch A. Then I'll show you the difference of the block A and block B. Now we have our 2 half blocks ready. So you see they're pieced exactly the same way. But when you put them into a block, you have 2 choices. And I'll turn them this way so it'll make more sense. And I'm just looking at the 2 blocks down here, are the same ones are up here. So if I flip this one like that, then that's how they are. And these do not match. These seam lines here do not match. And then the other one is if you put this block on the other side, it's a different block when you're trying to put them together. So if you're making this quilt, you'll want to alternate the position of the block and the 2 different blocks. So you'll have block A and block B, and you'll just keep those together in different stacks. If you're making just one block for a sampler quilt, it doesn't matter. So we're just going to finish this block. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and while you're at it, click the bell to be notified of future videos.